3v3 is the great mode to ever disappoint me, so I thought we'd cover some of my GA battles from the last week. Let's go through round 1. Okay, so we might as well start off with a little bit of a hotbot comparison here. We're up against is Russian Sibert, like Burton Early. I don't know. Yeah, he's from Red Machine, guys. Big guild, big boy guild over here. My rank is 2 places higher than him. That clearly is writing on the wall right there. So he's got 9.321 million GP, quite a significant amount more than me. What is that, like 1.7 million more GP, roughly? No. 1.6 million. I can't math, guys. It's 1.5 million. God, give me a break. It's early. I need my coffee. Anyway, so obviously he dominates me on GP in all metrics. He has got quite a few Zetas more than me here. 50 more Zetas. Less Omicrons, though. That's interesting. And my average speed is better, but that's probably just through virtue of me having, 1.5 million less GP than this fella. That's understandable. Yeah, oh well, though when we look at the mods, my mod game is definitely quite a bit stronger. He's got a lot more in the 15 to 19 range, but my top end is a lot better than his. So yeah, that works in our favor. He does have 3 Relic 9s though. That's a lot of Relic 9s for this boy here. Obviously a ton more Relic levels than me. He's obviously got all the GLs, that's to be expected at 9.3 million GP. And we're only missing Slacker at this minute. Obviously, Jabba, at the time of this recording, wasn't in the game. So, yeah, I don't have Jabba. Gosh. I'm sure this guy's probably closing in on him. It's pretty standard setup here. He does have Malgus, only with 1 Omicron by the looks of things. But that's always a problem regardless, and only Relic 5. So nothing too much to worry about here. No Raddus, just standard setup here with Piet. It looks like he does have R9 on his Piet. Where are his other R9s, I wonder? Did we miss that? R9 JML, R9 Piet, and there's going to be another R9 somewhere, but I guess it's not on this particular page. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's go check out his defense. Alrighty, so if we check out his north section here, we can see we've got Lord Vader with Royal Guard and Piet here, and it does have a Datacron. We've got that Malgus, and we've got Darth Traya over there with another Datacron, so no easy shakes there. Let's just check out this Datacron real quick. Okay, yeah, so it does have the cooldown decrease and the additional health and protection. Obviously, the health and protection one is not the ideal setup for Lord Vader, but it's still an Omicron to be a Datacron, sorry, to be worried about. Moving on, and moving further down, we can see he's got Maul with Kendris and Bo-Katan. He's also got a Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron there, featuring Mace Windu and a Datacron. Once again, nothing too crazy to worry about. And finally, he's got a Dash Rendar team there with L3 and Vandor Chewie. No real DPS on that outside of Dash, but you know, something to consider anyway. In the south section down here, we can see a couple more GLs on defense. We've got DR with Basti and Malak. We've got a standard Momo team featuring Cara Dune and Kyle Katarn. And we've got the trusty JMK Cat with GK. And finally, we've got a Rey with Holdo and BB-8. BB-8 is a very interesting choice. I'm not sure why they've gone with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into our first battle. Apologies, we've also got CLS down there as well with Chewpio and C-3PO. So, first battle, let's do this. We're going to go ahead and take on his Rey at the moment, and we're going to use Sith Eternal Emperor with Wat Tambor. So I'm not particularly concerned about this this battle here, ladies and gentlemen. It is a fairly straightforward battle. The way I've modded out my C is to give him lots of health. We just go ahead and throw the tank tech on our C here. I'm linking BB-8 and I'm linking Holdo because I want to get rid of both of those. When it comes to our ultimate, there's not really a heck of a lot of point, I feel, in linking Rey, even though she takes a lot of turns very quickly. We can't kill her with the ult, obviously, and she doesn't have enough protection to really make it worth our while to get rid of it. So I'd certainly rather get rid of Holdo and BB-8. Rey's immediately gone into damage immunity, which is great. She goes into her ult, and I'm quite confident that we'll just be able to sit back and tank this, even though RC is only Relic 7. So the tank tech is giving us just that extra layer of survivability, recovering a bit of extra protection, and we do have a Datacron here that's giving us 5% extra stats for each relic level. We're only Relic 7, so it's not giving us boatloads. 35% is still significant though. So we eat a whirlwind there and we've ulted, so yeet out the side characters, and now it's more or less just a waiting game. You guys know how it goes. We just slowly but surely shock our way into submission. This is probably how the ending of Rise of Skywalker should have ended instead of the way that it did end. Because yeah, this battle is definitely a one-sided approach here. I can just constantly shock away at this Rey until eventually she succumbs to my, unlimited power, as it were. Easy first battle, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we do lose what, but 65 banners is a good start. Next up for us, we're going to be taking on CLS. My standard counter to a CLS 2PO C3PO is always JTR with BB-8 and R2-D2. I find these guys to be pretty reliable. If you don't get the days out on 2PO at the start, things can go wrong. Fortunately for us, we did manage to land it. We just immediately cleansed the debuffs on BB-8. Hopefully he calls an assist on R2-D2 to get the stun on 2PO like that happens here. If that's the case, fantastic. We just then want to spread some burning, gain some extra TM, and wait for BB-8 to put that tenacity down, hopefully, on CLS. After that, I tend to just focus down C3PO. He passes additional stats to the rest of the team, so we really want to try and kill him and get rid of the benefit. Second wave I always use on CLS. Make sure he has actually used call to action, so he loses the bonus tenacity if he's got that Zeta on. And then just hopefully take out 2PO pretty quick. After we've got them both controlled like this, I like to try and see if we can also stun CLS. If we can get the stun on him, it will stop him using call to action again, stops him recovering the protection, stops him making him less vulnerable to another wave. But yeah, once 2PO's gone, it is pretty plain sailing. The banners are pretty decent. 56, I'll take it. So after a lot of deliberation, I decided to take in Imperial Troopers against his Darth Revan team. I was a little bit nervous about this. In 3v3s it can get a little bit hairy, but as long as I was outspeeding, I was quite happy. So we go in, we put the mark on Dark Trooper, and then we do the form up for the additional TM. Once we slap Basti's lights out, it's time to focus on our boy Malak. Now he is R7, but I don't think he's actually quite chunky enough for him to survive a full-on onslaught. We should have a set of attacks here with the mass assist coming out of Veers after. Oh, well, okay, it didn't even matter. Apparently, Dark Trooper just went punch and punchbot does punchbot things for 57. Banners against Darth Revan, get wrecked, Lord of the Sith. And next up, I decided to take out his Mon Mothma team, and we're taking in Resistance Hero Finn, well, the Bag Bros and OG Finn. I have put a 25% TM Datacron on this. What I was hoping to happen was to just kill people out the gate and make my life easier. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out because we didn't land this stun here. If we'd landed the stun, maybe things would have gone a little bit better. Actually, Momo would have just cleansed it anyway. So things get a little bit hairy. Fortunately, thanks to them not cleansing off my Inspired, I do get a couple of counterattacks off here. Yeah, the idea was to just try and roll. Cara Dune is being annoying by reviving all the time, so at this point I was genuinely concerned that I wasn't going to win this battle. I was genuinely concerned that I'm just going to straight up stall out on that Cara Dune. Fortunately, she lost her protection up, and we're able to start focusing down on Kyle Katarn once again. We land the daze, which is lovely. Obviously, Momo cleanses it because Momo is irritating as all hell. Now, I'm feeling quite confident at this point because I feel like we'll definitely be able to kill Kyle Katarn, take the shot out with Resistance Hero Poe, and that's another victory in the bag. Now, we just have his JMK Cat to deal with. Fortunately for me, I do have JML with a pretty good JML Datacron. So I'm taking in GMY and Revan here because I really do not want to take the risk of dropping a battle here. Using in Revan just so that I can direct focus on Commander Ahsoka Tano, we want to kill her. Now, we do have riposte on this JML Datacron with the increased damage as well when we're passing that Jedi's Lessons. So the damage output is going to get pretty redonkulous in a second here. So I steal the buffs with Yoda just so that he can get riposte, and then we start doing some additional coining action, or we start spreading buffs. Oh yeah, no, that does make sense actually. Spreading buffs does make sense. We get a nice efflux there, dealing some decent damage over to Kat. She's nearly hit her savior right now. which is definitely something we're looking to do. Boop, there was the savior, I believe. And now we'll just keep coining. Boop, cat is gone, and now it's far less of a concern to worry about. GMY literally taking out GK there with his counterattacks. And look how much damage we're able to do to JMK with this Datacron just by attacking under his protection. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it makes this battle a heck of a lot easier than normal. Nice battle there, 55 banners, and we get to see the Backwall as well. Juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this Backwall now. Bear in mind, we've taken out 2 GLs at the moment. We've still got Lord Vader in the north. So, fortunately for us, no GLs on the Backwall at all. We've got a BAM IG Queel, we've got a GL Nute, we've got Inquisitorius, and we've got a Bobazam Bob, and an Iden Versio team to deal with. I decide to take my focus back up north because I want to clear through to Fleet. We're taking in JMK, Cat and Padme against his Lord Vader. Now this Lord Vader does have the cooldown decreased Datacron, which is just, it's just disgusting, guys. Lord Vader with a cooldown decrease is just absurd. So we yeet out his Royal Guard, and then I flip it on back and reverse it with Padme just to gain some bonus protection. Obviously, because he's Lord Vader with a cooldown decrease, he's just going to drop dots, and then 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 drop... I hate it. Okay, so we're going to take out Piet here because I feel like if we do drop the battle here, I at least want to put myself in a position where it's just a lone Lord Vader to deal with. So yeah, the real trouble is if and when this guy hits ult, it's really bad news. So I'm just going to keep on decreasing the cooldowns on Kitty Cat over here. I should really be increasing the armor shreds. Armor shreds galore, that's what we're looking for. Padme nearly dies just flat out from the dots from Lord Vader. Unfortunately for me, my Padme does have a lot of max health, which means the dots are going to deal him more damage. And yeah, he's just dotting away. I'm hoping that the mastery increases are going to be enough, but of course, you know, Lord Vader has got the eyesight of a I don't know, like physically impaired mole that's in the dark with dirt in its eyes. That's about as accurate as our JMK is. So more dodges yet again. And then he hits ultimate. And once he hits ultimate, it's pretty much game over because we're just going to be ability blocked eternally, and he's going to recover all of his health through the insane levels of health steal that Lord Vader has. And yeah, he's just taking 2 turns for every one of our turns. Just, you know, just that is what it is. Cat goes, and yeah, he's fully recovered because of stupid health steal. And yeah, so as you might guess, guys, this one doesn't go particularly in our favor, but hey, on the bright side, at least we got rid of 2 of his ads. I'm thinking about this, you know, he's put 3 GLs on defense. Yes, I've dropped against 1, but I've taken out the other 2. Maybe we still have a chance. We go for a easier counter now, so I'm still focusing on the north. I'm taking on his Dash, his Queel, and... sorry, not Queel. Dash, L3, and Vandor Chewie. Now, I'm taking in my Triumvirate here. My Nihilus is only gear 10, but the lack of damage from this team and the fact that, you know, we're gaining all this bonus protection on Nihilus does actually mean we stand a decent chance of actually winning here. Now, this is why I wouldn't put Dash on defense, not in this sort of setup, because unless you've got a really good Datacron to go with it, like a bonus turn Dash Datacron, you just don't have enough DPS to deal with the likes of Traya. So we've already hit Held by Hatred, which is fantastic, which means we're going to get that instant revive from our boy Scion. Just go ahead and drain the entire team, get rid of all of their cooldowns, and get us one step closer to an Annihilate on Nihilus. Even Dash is nearly dead at this point. And we just get rid of L3, I think. Or do we? No, we'll go after Dash. I figured L3 isn't actually any kind of a threat, so we might as well get rid of the DPS here. Isolate again on L3, and just look to recover banners if we can. Oh yes, drain her again. It's just a waiting game at this point, guys. There's absolutely nothing that this L3 can do to us. So we might as well just have a bit of fun here. Try and recover some banners if we can. Go from there. We can see agonizingly Traya has lost just a sliver of her protection, which is going to cost us some banners, but not a whole lot that we can really do about that. So let's just keep on isolating, get that bonus protection up on Nihilus, on Scion rather. All I'm really trying to do here is try and get that protection recovery on Scion with his second special. If he does that against someone that has got pain, he actually recovers some protection. So that's what I'm hoping to do here. That's why I'm not annihilating Nihilus right now. I want to see, can I recover those bonus banners on Scion's protection. It's getting a little bit leery because L3 is slowly dying, but hopefully we have enough in the tank now to say that we've won. Isolate once again, get that bonus protection, and not able to get another round, but we got the full protection. Extra banner, winning. Next up on the board, we're going to try and take out his Maul. He's got Maul, Bo-Katan, and Canderous, and I'm taking in a Kira lead, level Gear 7, I want to say, Kira, with my Relic 3 Nest. Now, Maul teams can struggle quite heavily against Nest, simply because Canderous does so many additional attacks that all it does is feed a bunch of bonus protection over to our Nest, and they can't kill her. Obviously, because of the Maul lead, they're also gaining Taunt all the time, which we can dispel with our girl Nest, and that's slowly but surely going to raise up our crit damage. Now, don't do what I'm doing here and taking forever to choose an attack, because yes, this team can work on offense. However, the real risk is that you actually time out. Because Bo-Katan with her Zeta, this only works with her Zeta, by the way, guys. Bo-Katan with her Zeta means that they're going to recover health and protection when they attack out a turn. If you dawdle too long like me, there is a real risk that you actually just time out. Bear in mind as well that this can go wrong if you hit a timing where Canderous, where you don't have the bonus protection on Nest and you take a big hit from someone. That can ruin your day. But ultimately, if you play a slow Nest, standard slow Nest, tenacity doesn't even matter here. You're probably better off having lots of health. A standard slow Nest should easily deal with this. All the dots as well are just going to feed us bonus protection, so it's good. And you see, we're just wailing away. I'm just going to focus down and basic whoever is taunting to dispel that taunt, and it will get reapplied. That extra buff just means, there's an extra opportunity for us to stack crit damage. Ultimately, you're looking to raise your stats to the point that you can deal with the likes of either Canderous or Bo-Katan. Once you get rid of one of them, it becomes a lot easier to deal with. So just hacking away here. It is unfortunately a bit of a waiting game. But hey, we nearly actually got through Canderous there, so I'm thinking, do we have an opportunity to kill him? And then Maul just starts going into his seething rage train again, so no good benefits for us there. Let's just keep on playing the waiting game. We're nearly halfway through the match. Nest is a unique character, guys. You can see why so many people got annoyed with Nest when she was first introduced. It's because her mechanic is just ridiculous. If the enemy doesn't have a means of dealing with that bonus protection, she will just not die. You see, she's just quite happily sitting there tanking it all up. This is another reason why you guys should be wary about placing Maul, Bo-Katan, and Canderous on defense. It does become very susceptible to the likes of Nest. Ooh. Bo-Katan is out of there. When Bo-Katan is out, it's easy. They've lost all their recovery now. And to be honest now, I would just focus on trying to kill Maul. We can't stun him when he's got those 5 stacks, but we also missed, which I find hilarious. And you can see this Maul just doesn't have the offense to deal with Nest. Because of the nature of that stacking damage, he needs to be able to kill her in the first hit, otherwise he'll just never kill her. And there we go. We've taken out the team for 54 banners. I will take it. Cheap and easy counter. So next up here, I'm going up against his Omicron Malgus. I'm going in with a 2-tap. We're using Darth Vader here with Dooku and crew. The idea is we've got the cooldown decreased Datacron on Darth Vader, and I want to take out the ads, essentially. I don't feel confident that I can actually kill excuse me. I don't feel confident that I can actually kill Malgus himself. He's just not going to take any damage. So I just want to, if at all possible, take out the ads to not have to worry about it. And I did a bit of a mistake here. I really needed to kill that Marauder. But there we go. We killed Talon too quickly. I wasn't expecting her to die like immediately. It would have been nice to have killed Marauder here. But at least we got rid of Talon. She is a bit of a threat when it comes to this team. Keeps Malgus alive. If I had Gas for offense, I would have used him. But unfortunately, Gas for me is a pivotal part of my defense. So yeah, I tried to do a bit of damage to Sith Marauder, but ultimately I know that there was not a whole lot that Dooku is really going to do here. I could have used the riposte ability here to cleanse off, but I don't think it would have made a material difference. So dropped a battle here, but we were expecting to drop a battle here. I decide to go back now and deal with the Lone Lord Vader. So I'm going in with Fennec here, and I'm taking in Grief and Dad Bod Boba. Taking in Dad Bod Boba just to deal with the extra damage and to give another source of tenacity up, which is going to stack the damage on our girl, Fennec. So just looking here, I was having a think, what's the best move to use? I know that the second ability is the one that gives us tenacity up, but we need some stacks of momentum first. So I do the big hit, and really I should have just done a basic. The basic would have made a heck of a lot more sense. We just go with a basic here. I'm getting a little concerned. I'm like, oh, I really need to cleanse these debuffs. Can't be losing Fennec already. We drop Dad Bod Boba, unfortunately. Go for the basic here, I believe. No, I'm still not playing this correctly. But we have hit contract at least, so that should make things a little bit easier. We get recovery action going. We put some armor shred on Lord Vader, and now we can actually start stacking up our tenacity, I believe. Boop. Big hit coming out of Dad Bod Boba. And we just keep on cleansing all of this. Stack up that tenacity. Tenacity up, increasing the stats, the offensive stats of our Fennec, which I think is going to be absolutely pivotal. Do the mass assist here. Boop, boop, boop. Lord Vader dropping down. Love to see it. Do we put more armor shred again? Oh, I think we go for the basic here. Yeah, just a basic. Bringing him down to about 30% health. Stack her offense again. Keep everybody alive, hopefully. And look, he's nowhere near ultimate, which is fantastic. Just a basic again, down into about 20% health, 15% maybe. More damage, and then keep ourselves alive. This is the key here, guys, keeping ourselves alive. Dad Bod Boba was actually great help here, and Fennec gets the final blow on Lord Vader. Happy with that, only 31 banners, but we got the cleanup. So, the other team that's remaining that we haven't touched is the QGJ Omi. We're going in with a Bad Batch setup, and we immediately lose Hunter. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. However, there's still hope for us. We managed to get the rollout. We managed to go ahead and stun Anakin here. So now it's just a case of, I'm thinking if I'm going to lose, I at least want to kill the leadership. Not a whole lot I can do right now, so I'm just like, oh my God, let's just basic. And yep, fortunately he does evade here. I consider going after Qui-Gon Jinn for a moment, but I think we actually just put the buffs on him again, get that heal immunity. And here comes the big hit. Nicely evaded, we heal up again. And I'm like, oh God, what do I do? What do I do? I'm just umming and ahhing at this point, trying to bring everybody low, and I'm thinking, I have to kill that Qui-Gon Jinn. I can't risk just preloading this TM without killing the leadership. I want to make sure that if I'm doing a second one, I need to have a clean clear up here. So we got rid of Qui-Gon Jinn, and unfortunately he no longer had health immunity, so we dropped another battle. Getting sloppy now. So we immediately go in with a cleanup team here. I'm just using a Basti lead. We're throwing in Mace for an ability block, and we're throwing in Jolee to revive just in case. I'm looking at this and I'm like, the order of the team has actually been rearranged. That's really interesting. I don't know why that happened, but fortunately, because there's no more leadership now, like, they don't have nearly as much offense as they usually do. So it's quite an easy cleanup, and the bonus protection from Basti's lead is enough for us to maintain what banners we've lost. So we took that one out as well. I ummed and ahed about the Malgus cleanup, so I decided to come back to it. We've gone in now with a Wampa versus the Iden Versio. I checked out her potency. She doesn't have nearly enough potency to deal with my Wampa, and certainly not enough offense in this team at the moment to deal with Wampa either. So if you haven't used this counter, it's very, very straightforward. Wampa with the Omicron is just able to tank all of the damage in the world. He's not going to get stunned because I've modded mine for high tenacity and high health. And just eventually, through virtue of roaring constantly, Wamps is going to have enough offense to deal with everything that we've got here. There is a slight risk that you can lose here. If the Iden Versio has got enough offense, then she can actually kill your Wampa. If she's got enough potency to actually stun the Wampa out the gate, then your Wampa will die. It's as simple as that. But ultimately, most Iden Versios haven't quite dialed in the modding to deal with a Wampa Omicron, and you'll usually find pretty good success. Now my Wampa is Relic 5 here, Like I said, modded, I think she's got about 90,000 health and about 150 tenacity. She gains an additional 100% tenacity from her Omicron, and obviously like 75% additional defense, 75% additional offense, 75% health, something like that, for going in solo, thanks to her Omicron. Yeah, so Shore Trooper is being a little bit annoying with the, you know, we will endure or whatever that buff is from Iden Versio, and the fact that he's got crit hit immunity and taunting all the time, so we can't get round to that Death Trooper. But ultimately, you just got to play it patiently, keep roaring, and eventually you will kill one of them. Iden obviously can't die until her allies are gone. Death Trooper over there nearly gets one-tapped. Wampa counterattacks. Counterattacks for 100,000 and just immediately deletes that Death Trooper again. We just get rid of him, and now it's just down to a lone Iden. Now, I would not put this on auto, guys. You do want to have manual control of this battle, just because Wampa won't use the bonus protection ability, the middle ground slam, if you put him on auto, and that's bad. So, one team down. So I decided if I've got any chance of beating this Malgus, I actually need to send another burner squad. I need to get rid of Sith Marauder, so I've taken in Han and Chewie here, because I feel under the wedge lead we should have enough DPS to just kill the Marauder. So go for the Marauder, and I'm forgetting about the leadership of Malgus that's recovering all their health and protection, or protection when they get a debuff. But we did ultimately kill Marauder, just leaving us with a lone Darth Malgus, which I am confident that I can clear up. So ultimately the strategy worked. Right now I'm just waiting to die, because there's no point in trying to deal actual damage to Malgus. With his Omicron, he's going to recover all his health and protection at the end of the round, so there's no need to try and prep him per se. So yeah, there's another loss, but we're now able to go in with the team that we want to use. And that team is of course a Bossk lead team with OG Mando, and I'm using Boba Fett. I took Boba Fett here because, one, I had nothing better, and two, because he can double tap on a basic, and he does have means of ability blocking, which is nice. So we just want to try and hit contract so we can annihilate our boy Malgus over here. Boom, there's the ability block that we're all looking for, and we're getting closer and closer to contract. Just need to get a few more assists in, 70% so far, 80%, 90%, here we go, big hits, let's go. Actually, there's no point, just a basic will do the trick. And there we go, we've hit contract, so now we just need to get the annihilate off on Malgus. Hopefully. Hopefully we can get the annihilate off. Got a little bit concerned then. One tap, two tap. Come on now. We just need that turn, and there it is. Thing of beauty. Boop, good night. 22 banners is awful, guys, but we cleared through to the fleet. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick glimpse at what fleet he does have. Now, on my current defensive setup, I go very light on fleet defense, so I can go full offense for fleet and clear off. He's got no great shakes teams here on fleet defense, so I'm confident that we can one-tap full clear the fleet. And we immediately decide to start going in with the fleet battles. So I'm taking in my Executor against the likes of his Rebels. Don't know why I took Executor here against Rebels. I mean, Negotiator would have probably done a much better job of it. But, you know, decisions were made in the heat of battle, and I can't undo those choices. So we immediately yeet out his his Rebel Y-Wing, and Biggs is gone as well. This is, it's, Home 1 just does not stand up to Executor, and I wouldn't expect it to, not at this point. Who knows what holds in the future for the Home 1 fleet? Will we eventually get the likes of Red 5 and maybe bring up this fleet to a little bit more competitive value? I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. But anyway, first fleet battle out of the way, 73 banners, nice and easy. After that, we're going ahead and taking a Negotiator against the, excuse me, against the Raddus fleet, the the Admiral Holdo Raddus fleet, not the Raddus fleet, that's the Profundity. So we've got Raddus that goes with the Profundity, and we've got Raddus that goes with... What? CG, stop confusing me. Anyway, this guy went in with an odd starting lineup. We nearly killed them before they even take a turn, or realistically take a turn. Yeah, that's kind of all she wrote. I think we just reinforce with Plo here, just to cleanse off those debuffs and just go ham. So fortunately for us, our boy Anakin can't miss, so even if they've got foresight, it don't matter to him. And that's the same is true of actually Darth Vader's ship, the TIE Advanced. Now, this guy's put Ebon Hawk as a reinforcement, which is a very odd choice, I feel, when you're putting a defensive fleet on, but I'm not here to judge. And yeah, these guys are actually surviving a little bit longer than I thought they would, but ultimately I know that they're not going to hit ultimate, and I'm quite confident that we're just going to kill them straight out. So come in with another reinforcement, I think. Oh, no, apparently not. We're just going to see him out. There goes Resistance Pilot. We've got Ebonhawk standing left there. He's got lots of health and protection, and of course he's going to be gaining Foresight because he's irritating like that. But again, Anakin hits straight through Foresight. Beautiful. 72 banners there. Just one fleet left. And that fleet is the Chimaera, I believe, and he's using the standard Empire lineup with the Sith Bomber. Now, I've taken in Malevolence here. I've never typically had issues with this, so we just get the Buzz Droids out there on the Imperial TIE Bomber. He reinforces with the TIE Iron Interceptor. Excuse me, guys, I apologise. Fighting off a cold at the moment. Yeah, so we spread out the Buzz Droids across the field. Obviously, the TIE Iron Interceptor dodged because it had that Foresight up. And a bunch of AoEs come out and try to ruin our day. Now, I like to just try and focus down the Imperial TIE Bomber. Get him out of there because he's an irritating ship. After he's done, if you can, you want to focus down the taxi because he does a lot of damage. So as soon as we get an opportunity for them to stop attacking 13,000 times, we just take out his Vader. Looking beautiful. Got rid of the Foresight there. And then put the Buzz Droids over on the second sister. TIE Interceptor is gone, and we're just left with the Imperial TIE Bomber until he reinforces and cleanses. And I'm like, ugh, irritating. You're irritating, child. So now we have the shuttle on the field as well. And we've got to kill through 2 of these ships. Now, obviously, we do have to worry about the ultimate landing. If the ultimate lands, it can really ruin our day. And there it is, and it actually beats our fleet. So that was a faux pas by me. I should have reinforced with a unit instead of just leaving myself to get annihilated. Big mistake. Dropping a battle completely needlessly there. But there we go, you know, learn from your mistakes, guys. I just take in whatever I have left. I don't have a whole lot to work with, but he's only got 2 actual ships left in this fleet. So we're going to have to clean up. Silly mistake from my part there, dropping a battle absolutely needlessly, and it may well cost us the battle in the long run. But there we go, live and learn. Live and learn, guys. I was more than a little embarrassed about that mistake, but hey, what can you do? We managed to land the shield disruption, fortunately. So just hopefully keel through this this shuttle before things get too bad. I call him Wedge just because he's got heal immunity and he does some damage, so let's hopefully do something. Nearly kill the shuttle, and I'm like, come on, man. And he still gets the reinforcement off, and I'm like... Fortunately, we did land the buff immunity on that shuttle, so he didn't get that retribution up or anything like that. But hey, we're just now looking to clear out this scimitar, and we should be good to go. As long as he doesn't hit ultimate again, I think we should be fine. So yeah, we just go ahead and take out Darth Maul, and that is going to be the end of his fleet. That Expose coming in clutch. Booyah, Wedge, taking out ships. Can't believe I dropped that battle. So next up, I decided to take in the Geos against GL Nute. Normally this is a pretty solid counter. The Geos have got a lot of mass assists, so you're able to chew through the stacks of B1 very quickly. That's the problem with the GL Nute team, is it can be incredibly bothersome if you can't kill something out the gate. Nute's leadership does slow down your entire team. I think we go to just take out the B1. I don't want to leave any of this to chance. Obviously, Django over there does have that damage immunity for 2 turns, which is just incredibly irritating. I should have probably cleansed here, and of course we get the unfortunate scenario where Django just goes ahead and rockets on my Nute now. You watch now, he's just like, oh, goodbye. Not my Nute, my GBA. Literally the worst person he could have targeted. If it was anybody else, we would have stood a chance of winning this, but no, he had to rocket GBA and take him out. I was like, ugh. Never mind, guys, never mind. I probably should have taken in Sunfac rather than Soldier, but hey, I was hoping to maybe get an extra hit on Nute and kill him with Spy, but no luck. Another drop battle. So next up, we are going to take on his Bam, IG, and Queel, and I'm going in with Rex, Fives, and Ahsoka of all people. Now, Ahsoka is there because she's 501st. She gains some bonuses at least. The idea is just to wait until we can get a Rexecute off and, yeah, take out people one at a time. Obviously, the key target is going to be Bam. You don't want to lose any characters from his Whistling Birds. So if you can trigger his Whistling Birds early, that's actually the best thing to do, because he won't deal any significant amount of damage. Just cleansing off the foresights here, and I'm waiting until I can get that Rexecute. Boop! Bam is out of there. And now there's not really much to worry about. If it does come down to it, we may well lose our Rex here, thanks to the burning and the shock, stopping the health recovery. But, you know, as long as you don't play it completely moronic like I've been playing for this match, you should be okay. We get the sacrifice at least, which means we've got lots and lots of additional stats, and we can just start yeeting people out. I think we take out Queel here, because he's the real threat when it comes to damage. So we can just wait until we get another Execute to take out IG-11. We've got enough speed now, thanks to the loss of Fives, that we can run circles around these people and just Rexecute one at a time. 51 banners is trash, but at least we got the clear. So I decided to go in and clear up that Nute Gunray lead, and I took in something a little bit different. I went in with Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper, Death Trooper, sorry, and Range Trooper. I don't have a full cadre of Imperial Remnants to work with, but I figured, you know what, might as well use something. I'm like, please don't let me lose my Death Trooper, I kind of need him. So what I'm trying to do is, if I kill Nute, we'll at least be able to get the Execute with Death Trooper, and that will stop the Django from reviving with Bounty to Resolve. So I need to get that second kill on Nute, otherwise we won't land Death Mark. Nute is just so annoying, man. He is so annoying. So cleanse off the Extortion again. We'll get some Dazes out. And of course, Nute dodged. Typical. The other good thing about Death Trooper is he can stun characters that are dazed. So I use that to my advantage there to control his Django Fett. And as soon as we get that kill on Nute, we should be golden. Hoping for the assists. Not quite enough. I'm getting very worried about my Dark Trooper. And he gets his cooldowns increased as well. I'm like, oh god, please no. Come on, we need to control him. I put the armor shred on for some reason. Fortunately, that Django Fett did not manage to yeet us out of existence there. I think we got quite lucky in that respect. And there's the death mark, and no more revive. Phew, 31 banners. It was a close one though. So we're going to take on the Bossk team. It's a Bossk Zam Boba setup. And this is a team that can really get away from you if you don't deal with it appropriately. I've taken in Dash with Queel and IG because they've got some decent DPS here and a lot of survivability. Obviously, the prime target to take out is Zam. Once she's dealt with, things get a lot easier. I really should have stunned Bossk there to stop him from getting that Taunt and Frenzy. I don't know why I used the AoE. I really should have just stunned Bossk. But, you know, as they say, hindsight is 20/20. And, yeah, at least we've got the stun now and we get rid of the Frenzy. So it's not all bad news. I get a little bit concerned at this point. We eat the Execute on Queel. Unfortunately, he survives. And I'm focusing back on Zam Wessel again now. Like, God, please let me kill Zam Wessel. Please let me get rid of her. And Bossk does his annoying thing of taunting. And I'm like, God damn. Queel nearly dies again. Boba is a real big threat here. And then we just basic, put the burning on him. And I think we go for the heal up here. Yeah, keep Queel alive. Very important because Boba's got an absolute axe to grind with Queel. And we clear out Zam. With Zam gone, this becomes a lot easier. They lose all those bonus stats from her Omicron. So it's just so much easier to deal with. Get rid of his ability to ignore taunt, which is lovely. And then we just need to deal with Boba. Once Boba's gone, it's just gonna be Bossk, and that's really not too worrisome. We've got enough heal immunity here, you know, with the likes of Shock, and we've got enough control that Bossk shouldn't be an issue at this point. Bloop, nearly cleared through, and that's the last one tap. Super. Unfortunately, guys, because I have spent so much trying to clear through this back wall, I don't actually have anything to deal with the Inquisitorius. Our opponent starts attacking, and I just throw team after team to try and deal with the Inquisitorius, but there's nothing in my roster that can really deal with it, unfortunately. And the final score was 16-20 to myself and 11-33 for our boy Bert. Overall, he struggled a little bit on his offense. Cleared out our array with a pretty standard C with armorer setup. He gassed my JKL Datacron. Like, this is a 366 speed Shaq-T with 25% TM increase and bonus turns on Luke. So he needs to use something good. If he didn't have gas, he wouldn't have cleared that. But it's good banners for us. He used Luke against our CLS, and that's fine. JML against our gas, which is a huge, huge cost, considering it's not a GL. But hey, I'm okay to him waste a GL on a non-GL team. He then used Slacker on DR, so he's put 2 GL counters against non-GL teams. Then he used Fennec against my Lord Vader, which irritated me, I'll be honest, because I was hoping that the Thrawn here would stop a Fennec counter, because all it takes is for Thrawn to get that fracture on Fennec, and then he's lost. But unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for us this time. I imagine we must have fractured someone else and not killed them in time. Then he used EP Mara Jade against my Malgus team, which is fine. I guess that's a good top tier team against a decent team. He used JKR against Qui-Gon Jinn Omi, can't blame him there. And he tried to Wampa my EP Mara Jade. Not going to work against the setup that I've got here because Mara Jade is going to put that tenacity down on Wampa, and I've got infinite cooldown decreases. So after he'd take a turn, he wouldn't take another turn. And as you can see, he obviously must have got stunned on that opening move as well. So no luck for him there. He took in an Adrad team against my crappy Geos. That's absolutely fine. Bad Batch against my crappy Adrad. That's absolutely fine. And then he took in his Night Sisters against my GG. So I think part of his problem was that he just ran out of teams that he could actually use to counter after he preloaded this team here. He didn't have another GL that he could take in against it. So SK gets me the win. Super. Fantastic. Lovely. Smashing. Alright guys, so that's going to about do it for today's GAC video. I will get the second match out as soon as I possibly can. If this video was interesting, please do hit like and subscribe to your boy Scribe. Big, big love, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace!
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.